Kia ora koutou katoa. This is InfoJam, where we stop and update you on news and info from the past week. Leading news this week, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has been asked to speak at the upcoming NATO Leaders Summit. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg has invited the leaders of Australia, Japan, South Korea and New Zealand to attend the Military Alliances meeting in Spain held the 28th to 30th of June. Anthony Albanese, Fumio Kishida and Yoon Suk-yeol have already accepted the invitation. A main part of the summit will be talks around the Russian invasion of the Ukraine. Ardern is expected to participate in a session focused on the Asia-Pacific region. While ministers, including Foreign Affairs Minister Nanaia Mahuta, have attended previous NATO meetings, this is the first time New Zealand has been invited to the Leaders' Summit. Ardern will become the first New Zealand leader to speak at this important meeting of world leaders. In world news, Nepal is preparing to move its base camp on Mount Everest. The camp, used by up to 1,500 people in the spring season to climb the world's tallest mountain, is located on the Khumbu Glacier. Sadly, the Khumbu Glacier is melting due to global warming and human activity. A new site is to be found at a lower height where there is no year-round ice. The camp currently sits at a height of 5,364 metres above sea level. The new one will be 200 to 400 metres lower. The main issue about having a base camp lower down the mountain is it would add to the length of the climb from base camp to Camp 1, the next staging post for those climbing the mountain. From the Odd Stuff file, people in Pakistan have been asked to reduce the amount of tea they drink. The request has come to help keep the country's economy afloat. The country has a low amount of money in the bank. This means that they are having trouble paying for imported products. Pakistan is the world's largest tea importer, buying more than $1 billion New Zealand dollars worth last year. It is hoped that by cutting back on tea, the government will be able to pay for other things. The request to reduce tea drinking has gone viral on social media, with many doubting the country's serious financial problems can be addressed by cutting out a drink product. In sports, the Crusaders have won the 2022 Super Rugby Pacific Championship, beating the Blues 21-7 at Eden Park. They dominated the 2022 final using their experience and big game knowledge to overcome the Blues with ease. Bryn Hall scored the first try of the night right on halftime to give the Crusaders a 13-0 lead over the Blues going into the break. A try from Finlay Christie cut the lead to 16-7 midway through the second half. However, a late try from Sevu Reece secured the win for the Crusaders. The win is the Crusaders' 11th Super Rugby title and ends the Blues' winning streak of 15 matches. Our pop culture topic this week is all about Nerf's new mascot. Can you imagine having a Nerf battle with a human-like creature covered in 10,000 darts? Well, the brand Nerf, which has been around since the 1960s and is famous for making foam balls, dart blasters and more, now has an official mascot called Murph. Murph, who is faceless but roughly human-shaped, is made out of 10,000 Nerf darts and stands at a height of 6 Nerf blasters. Adam Kleiman, the company's senior vice president, shared that the mascot represents this ageless, unbridled fun that lives in all of us and creates a physical embodiment of that feeling you get when you play with Nerf. Murph will begin to appear in Nerf commercials, ads and social media channels later this month. Finally, the value of the week this week is contribution. Contribution is the part played by a person or thing in bringing about a result or helping something to advance. There are times when we can feel disconnected and like we don't have a place. In these times, it's helpful to practice contribution. When you feel disconnected, find a way to contribute and volunteer. Some ways that we can contribute are to investigate what is happening around us, then volunteer for something, and connect with others. And a huge shout out to Opawa School in Christchurch. Have an epic day, team, stay cool. Well, that's it for this week's InfoJam. If you want to know more about these stories and others like them, make sure you have a look around kiwikidsnews.co.nz and remember to tune in next week for our next InfoJam. Ka kite anō.